This is Little Game Dude here, and welcome to Carnival. This is a demo, by the way. It's about the same people that made the Incrit. So, it's a point and click game, and it's supposed to be really scary, and it's supposed to be a mystery. So, I think it might be a point and click game. So, anyways, let's just start the game. The water was brackish, cold as the grave. There was nothing in the distance, no visual marker to give me any idea of the scale of the gentle waves that surrounded me. What will I eat? What will you eat? Who's there? What will you eat? Show yourself. What will you eat? The dream was gone as quickly as it came. The lagoon slid past, its swirling waters no doubt influencing my sleep. My destination, Venice, lay ahead. The lights of the city twinkled like pearl, a tiara nestled over black velvet. It was a strange and unique city, as everyone knew, but laid out as it was against the oppressive clouds, it reminded me less of a metropolis and more of a gargantuan creature surfacing from the depths, casting about itself with a multitude of tiny glittering eyes. Charlotte's letter still laid on my lap. I do not wish to hurt you. No, sorry. I wish not to hurt you. But I must look to the future rather than the past. The world is changing. The spirit of it has embraced me. No more. No more today. February 13th, 1933. Okay. During World War. Okay. Move your mouse to the top of the screen to reveal the items. Left and right to examine. Okay. Click on the book. Okay. The platform was relatively quiet. It would have no doubt been different if the famous Venetian Carnival hadn't been banned by Mussolini when he had consolidated power. It traditionally started in February, ending on Shrove Tuesday. Guys, y'all know I'm too I'm illiterate, okay? Even though the tradition had already been dealt a blow when the Austrian king outlawed the celebration and masks in 1797, it had been it's still been there below the surface, bubbling up with the 19th century in private engagements in artistic communes, and had apparently been a fascinating glimpse into the Middle Ages and Baroque, 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 I don't know, Renaissance. Now, Venetian masks were simply decoration, a historical curiosity. There were still celebrations of a sort within Italy, but they had a sore edge to them, such as the distinctly anti-Slavic Festa delle Tre Marie, which had become little more than a mishmash of an ancient tradition and current political thinking, all seen through the skewed lines of Mussolini's National Fascist Party. All very interesting for me. there was a different story to write. First things first, I need to call my contact, then I could get to work. Okay. I picked up the flyer. Okay. Look, let's go to notebook. My notebook. I don't go anywhere without it. What's this? Oh. Okay. Just seeing what it is. Okay. I guess that's Mussolini. It was a flyer of Mussolini. On the back was written a quote: Rimanere buone tutta la vita, questo dalla misera della vera gradosa di un'anima. In English, remaining good all your life. This is the measure of the true quality of a soul. Okay, guys, if I didn't say that right, I'm sorry. Don't ambush me. An interesting quote for a man who ruled through violence and coercive power, although perhaps that was an opinion best kept to myself. Yeah, or you will get. So my name is James Maynard. Maynard. I want to see what this angry worker is. A hungry worker is. I'm new to the city. Do you have any sightseeing recommendations? Okay. You should visit the Piazza San Marco. It is the heart of Venice. But to be honest, the whole city is beautiful. Even I can appreciate it. He spat on the ground and wiped his nose on his sleeve. I tried to hide my disgust. Thank you. I appreciate the advice. Are you on your break? Yes. Is that a crime? Have a good day. Thank you. I hope I do. I will. Okay, let's where else do I go? Let's go talk to the two gentlemen. There was no need to disturb them. No, not the station master. I'll just go to the public telephone booth. Public telephone. I called the number I have been given. There was no answer. I slammed the phone into its receiver and ground my teeth. Perhaps that man had already set off and was simply running late. Or perhaps this contact was another charlatan. At least the fool in Rome had showed up. I decided to exit the station and take in some of the sights while I was waiting. Let's talk to the station master. Excuse me. Signor? The station seems quiet today. Signor, you have no cursed it. Now cursed it. I'll probably have 100 tourists to proceed on the next express. I don't know what. I'm just giving it a accent. Sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. The man made a cross over his chest. It seemed a very trivial thing to bother God with. Can I leave? If you show me a valid ticket. Why would I travel without a ticket? You would be surprised, Signor. A great many are trying to defraud their railways nowadays. Bolsheviks, most likely. They like to think the laws don't apply to them. Okay, good day. And a good day to you, Signor. Alright. Let's go to the carriage. There's no need to go back into the train yet. There was a story to write. Okay, where else can I go? Crumpled wet papers. My documents had been stuck together somehow, as if they had got wet. How had this happened? I need to pull the papers apart carefully with something sharp. I didn't want any of them damaged. Okay, I don't know what to get you then, sir. Oh, as much as I wanted to drive the impressive machine, that wasn't my job. Okay, oh wait, he has something right there. May I borrow a knife? As long as you take the blade to the station, master. I can't stand his attitude. I I can't. Relax, Sigdor. I'm joking. I'll stab him myself later. Ha! Thank you. Have a good day. Stay right here in the middle. Take the knife. I teased the papers apart, and thankfully they were undamaged. Alright, list of contacts, train ticket. Oh, there's your train ticket. Okay. Last letter. The last letter I ever received from Charlotte. I could bear to read it right now. I need to get settled before thought I even thought about getting to work. I was exhausted. Okay, let's give it to the station master. Ah, very good, sir. Please enjoy your time in Venice. Thank you. I will. I had no further need of the knife, so I gave it back to its owner. Oh my. Okay. There's your knife. Thank you, Signor. Enjoy Venice. Sorry, I gave these two the same. Let's go. Ooh. So what do I do? Go into gondolas? St. Lucan's exit to city. No, let's go to... No, I already went there. Perhaps I would take a gondola ride tomorrow, after a good rest. Exit to the city. Oh, mannequin. There was no need to rip it off. Okay, so it was the remains of a torn poster proclaiming, "Remember the Biennio Rosso." This was reference to the Red Biennium, a 2-year period of labor militancy in 1919 to 1920 in Italy, when workers buoyed by I think it's buoyed by communist ideals took part in strikes, rural uprisings, and factory occupations. Okay, let's see what the ooh. The mannequin was huge, around 6.5 feet tall. The mask was imposing. Hey, I'm 6'2", so I mean I could just chop its face off. Sorry. The eyes were inky caverns. Was the mannequin covered in a black cloth? Signor. Signor Maynard. The man's voice was a cracked baritone. His face glowed in the light from the shop front. A good journey. I have to pierce my lips for this, guys. Indeed, although the train arrived late, 10 minutes. Is that so? I, I expected it was only you that noticed. I would hope not. You must be Signor Notaro. It's a pleasure to meet you. Likewise, Signor. Please call me Arduino. Come to my house. Come, my house is not too far. You do not even have to cross the Grand Canal. Well, I saw my house as if I am the owner, but there are others there. It is an apartmento, you know. He seems to possess a nervous energy that stood on the edge between excitement and panic. This fog really carries a chill. It is February. What do you expect, my friend? Come, we will soon warm you up with some Venetian hospitality. Maybe I can pour you a spritz as we sit near the fire. Perhaps. I must admit, I am exhausted. I may have an early night. Your choice, of course. The streets seem quiet. Yes, but the edges are always quieter. The heart beats loudest in the center, yes. I suppose. It is strange not to hear any cars. There is only the rail bridge, Signor Maynard. The bridge and the boats. The gondole, you know. It allows us to hear the waters. I must admit it makes a welcome change to London. Venice is its own beast. Signor Maynard, you will... Wait, Venus is its own beast, Signor Maynard. You will not find anywhere quite like it in the world. The mask is curious, very distinctive. This mask is curious, very distinctive. Oh yes, the Bata, the oldest of the Venetian masks. From from last century? Huh, try the 13th century, Signor Maynard. The Bata proper is actually the hood. The mask itself is simply called the face. Fascinating. Come, there will be time enough to browse the mask shops tomorrow. Let's head back before it gets dark. Alright, let's go. Excellent, onwards. It is here, the red door, Signor Maynard. Okay. Let's go. The four-story set of apartments was precariously leaning to the right to the extent that it was almost touching the next building. And your apartment is on the ground floor, Mr. Maynard. No need to worry. In any case, the leading of the building is not so noticeable inside, I assure you. The magic of Venice. My head swam as I looked up at the teetering building. Arduino looked at me in the eyes. I think you need a rest, my friend. Yes. The room was warm enough, well, insulated from the cold. I felt my eyes drifting again, the eyelids closing even slower. I need to rest. Let's go to bed. I needed to rest, but only for a moment. The chair would be better. Okay. Perhaps all I needed was a sit down. Maybe then... I awoke in an unfamiliar room. This didn't alarm me. My condition often led to a difficulty with short-term memory. After a moment, I just needed to orient myself. I found a note in my pocket. Yes, I think I was headed to Venice. There was a story. But who was I here to meet? I couldn't see in the gloom. I needed some light. Okay, where's the candle? Alright. I need something to light it with. Like, do I have a... I don't. Drawer. Let's see what the drawers are. The drawer was filled with knickknacks and also a small matchbook. I decided to take the matches. They could be useful. Okay. I guess we'll put the matches over by the candle, and that'll light the room. With the candle lit, I could now see the note in my pocket. A game would help. It always did. The mental exercise would drag my memories back onto focus. The name was Italian, but what was the name's origin? Primary contact in Venice. Erino Notario. And what did the name mean in Italian? Oh no. Notary? Yes, of course. Notary and notario were both from a classic Latin root, notarius. From, sorry, I'm speaking straight up. Yes, of course. Notary, and notario were both from the classic Latin root notarius, from nota, meaning mark or sign. I felt my memories seeping back. Yes, I had met Arduino. This was his house, a quaint apartmento on the outer edge of Venice. I would have a busy day tomorrow. I need to get some sleep. It seemed that was all I did, really, recently. February 14th, 1933. Okay. A good sleep? Yes, as good as I can be expected. I'm sorry. Your meaning was the bed not good? Oh, the bed was quite comfortable. I have a condition, narcolepsy. I'm sorry, I don't know this. A sleeping condition. You may find I drift off when we're talking from time to time. Drift like water? No, I mean lose concentration. Please, just say my name and I should come back. As you wish. You can speak in Italian if you wish. I can understand most words. Nonsense. I welcome a chance to speak English again. It's good to. No, sorry. Nonsense. I welcome the chance to speak English again. It's good to stretch my mind. You like cream in the coffee? I'm sorry. I couldn't get any English tea. No cream, thank you. To tell you the truth, I've never been a fan of tea. It was a white lie, but I was hoping that I could find a way to relax the man. His hand had shook as he had poured the coffee, and the smile he was wearing seemed more of a rictus than actual contentedness. Quite a selection of food. Is this a normal Venetian fare? I found myself arranging the cutlery into lines, as I did at home. I slid my hand back onto my leg to try and halt the action. It had always infuriated Charlotte, along with many of my other habits. Plucking on wayward hairs and eyelashes, checking the time at regular intervals, fastidious neatness, and the criticism of her that came with it. She had tolerated it all to an extent, but nothing lasted forever. It is probably more extravagant than most, but food is my passion. I like to try new things, change my routine. Some of these meats are imported, salted in Bavaria. We have a man. There is a man who lives on the top floor. A retired military man from the shores, the Black Forest. Yes, it looks. Wait, sorry. It looks excellent. Won't you try some? I'm never especially hungry in the morning. Oh, I see. He sighed, looking into the middle distance. for a moment before taking a deep breath and turning his attention back to me.
So, let us talk about Venice. Who are here? You are here because of the new road, see? I must say, it will be hard to spend a lot of time with the people over the next few days. It is a busy time. I explained as much to the man, Signor Dawson. He insisted, though, so here you are.
Here I am. I lifted my cup in salute. No, didn't return the gesture, instead looking me in the eye.
You didn't have to stay, you know.
Part of a smile still lingered, though it was visibly cracking. I hope this is not an inconvenience.
No, of course not. You're welcome for as long as you wish to remain.
Excellent. I was wondering if I could start my story with interviewing you. Shall we get the ball rolling?
Ball?
Sorry, it's a British saying. It simply means getting started.
Oh, I have not heard of this. Of course, my friend. Ask your questions.
Very well. Have you lived in Venus all of your life?
From first breath, Signor Maynard, you won't find a more devoted Venetian in the city.
I see. And has the city changed much in your time here?
Changed? In what way?
Well, the most obvious example would be the regime change. Mussolini is in power in some people's eyes, quite the forward thinker. Others call him a despot or dispo. Surely the change in government has been felt here.
Venice will always be Venice. I cannot speak for the rest of Italy, but there are certain things about Venice that will never change.
Such as?
The water. Venetians were born above the waves. It's in our blood. We also value life. We celebrate. We know how to enjoy. These things are important to matter what it does may say.
How does Venice compare in your eyes to the rest of the city?
I wouldn't know. I never left.
You've never left the Veneto region? Or
Venice. I have never left the lagoon.
Interesting. Why is that? The man smiled widely.
Why would I? What is out there?
That isn't here. Italy is a wonderful country. Surely it is a privilege to live in such a vibrant place.
I am privileged to be Venetian, not Italian.
The man pierced his lips tightly. You clearly have pride in your heritage.
Just so.
What is your reaction to the road bridge that will be completed next year linking Venice to Mestre?
I do not like the idea.
He sniffed. Getting detailed answers out of the man was difficult. Why is that?
Because change is not necessary.
But surely the economic benefits are a strong argument for the road bridge being the future of the city.
Mr. Maynard, please don't take my words in the wrong manner.
His style of speaking English was precise, but some of his sentences seemed alien in their formation.
I am no fool. I can see the reason for roads and money. I am sure that some of the younger Venetians would appreciate the idea, but I simply do not want the change. That is as simple as I can state it. If you dilute a fine wine with water, it becomes lost. Sometimes being contained is a blessing. Mussolini can go to hell.
A risky sentiment in these times, but perhaps Arduino was too old to care. Arduino leaned back into his seat and sighed. Suddenly seemed a lot older than he had been. His final words had provided an obvious end to the conversation and an end to the questions. Eventually, the Venetian reached for his breakfast again and began to eat listlessly, carrying a shadow of his former energy. Outside, the wind carried a lashing of wet raindrops against the glass. I could hear the man's teeth as they bit their way through bread and fruit. The silence soon the silence soon became too much for me. This man, the German, you said he lives on the top floor?
Si, Signor Get Weber. You you bet you wish to speak to him?
Yes, I am here to get the opinions of Venetians, but I would be very interested in seeing an outsider's view also. It would provide an interesting contrast to the piece. As you wit,
As you wish. I'm sure he will welcome a guest.
thank you. And of course, I wish to hear your own views again, perhaps on another day. I'm sure the paper chose wisely then they contacted you when they contacted you.
They did. I know everything about Venus.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my friend. I hope you have a good day.
My host used his fork to push a large piece of bacon onto his waiting mouth. Yummy. His teeth bored down. Okay. Arduino said that Herr Weber lived on the top floor. It was early, but perhaps he would be up. It was worth a try. It's on the top floor, right? Go to second floor, top floor. Okay, now. It seemed that Weber was too engrossed in his music to hear the door. Perhaps it would take something even louder than his piano to shake him from his reverie. Okay, I gotta do something. I took one of the roses. Let's see what's over here. There was no answer. Let's go back to the first floor. There was no answer. I don't know what else to do. We'll go in here. See what's in your suitcase real quick. I didn't need to get anything out of there at the moment. Dustpan. Alright. I picked up a metal dustpan. Not that one. It was relatively warm. I had not need for them at the moment. Okay. So maybe I can do this then. not want to do anything. So okay, I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to go to the outside, see if we can. Witch, little rat, murderer. Choose not to intervene to the bullying. Yeah. Be off with you. Leave her alone. Keep away, or you'll get the plague from her. She's a witch, a dirty little witch. She killed her own mother when she was born. The Babua will come and take you away. The Baba? What did he mean? Are you alright? What's your name? Oh, she ain't alright. After staring at me with her chestnut eyes, she disappeared into the shadows. I had arranged to meet Don Vincenzo Conti, priest and expert on local history, at the Piazza San Marco. That should be my first destination. Okay, so meet Don at Piazza San Marco. Okay. The buildings that surrounded me were certainly wrought with an inviolable craftsmanship. Although the locals seemed blissfully ignorant of the city's majesty as they walked past, heads down, contained within their own lives, it was as if the crenellations, arches, and statues were totems to a god that had faded from consciousness. Couples walked hand in hand or gathered in restaurants, dining together on the feast of Saint Valentine, and all I had was a letter. I put the thought to the back of my mind and concentrated on the present and the priest sitting before me. I was a I was a in a fascinating city, and there was a story to write. All other matters could wait. Thank you for meeting with me, Don Vincenzo. Your your Italian is very good. What a lovely surprise. Well, I would hope so after my years in Florence. I must admit, I was surprised that I was given the contact details for a priest. But what is religious knowledge but simply a knowledge of the past? If you are worried about me seeing the past through a particular lens, then perhaps that will be so. But if that circumstance is known, then you can take what you need from me and discard the rest. A rather mercenary notion. Isn't journalism a mercenary profession? Ha, I suppose it is. So, what can I help you with? Honestly, my reason for contacting you was originally more to do with your opinion of the future, and perhaps we'll get to this in time. But having been exposed to certain sites, certain opinions, I th- I think that maybe I should look to pass somewhat in order to make sense of what could or what will be. An astute observation. Was there any particular era that you were interested in? Have you heard of Babau? Of course, it is a fairy tale. A creature that used to scare children. Is that so? How is it described?
He is also called L'Uomo Nero, the Black Man, a tall man with a heavy black coat and a hat. A famous Balta, the costume, the face, is based on this. I. Parents still knock on the tables, pretending that he is at the door, searching for disobedient children. There are also nursery rhymes about him, taking children away for a year, but I should say, not to harm or eat them.
Don Vincenzo.
But rather to take them to a curious, unknown, terrifying location.
No, why? Please.
Mr. Maynard? What will you eat?
No, I am rude. I did not mean to say it like that. I meant to say, would you like to order dinner, sir? The kitchen is about to close. I stared at the waiter. The square was empty. I am practicing my English. I am practicing my English. I heard you speaking to yourself. How long have I been here?
I started about an hour ago. And you were here.
No one else?
No. Should there be? Are you waiting for someone?
No. No.
Are you alright, sir?
I have to go. Yeah, let's go to instead of Notario Resonance. Wait, what's that? Walking stick. We might be using it. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Now I know exactly what to do. A walking stick was well used but sturdy. Okay. We're going to talk to this dude. Watch this.
Was ist das? Ein Minuten, bitte.
I heard the scrap of a chair, and then Weber was a tall man with a neatly sculpted beard and mustache, long ago given over to gray, wearing thinly rimmed gold spectacles over his watery eyes. He was wearing a simple white shirt over gray trousers, held up with suspenders, with carefully polished shoes. The sky outside was still choking with clouds, but a white glare of sunlight was able to force its way through, bleeding the color from the surroundings.
Can I help you?
I was I was speaking in English with a thick German accent from a region I couldn't place, but no, he was, sorry. But then I was no expert in Germany. Well, I hope so. I'm looking for an opinion on. I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is James Maynard. I'm a journalist. I'm writing a story on Venice, and I was wondering if you'd be able to or would like to answer a few questions about your view on the city and the proposed road.
A newspaper?
Yes, the Illustrated London News. It's quite prestigious.
I have not heard of it.
The man's features were inscrutable. I tried to break the ice. You were a military man, yes?
Why do you say that?
Your bearing your bearing and those shoes, polished to a brilliant shine.
You are a clever man. Yes, I was a soldier when I was young, and I volunteered in Der Vetzkrieg. I was a staff officer in the 1st Royal Bavarian Corps. Perhaps I fought against you on the Western Front, eh?
No, not at all. I was still a child then.
Of course, of course.
That piano must have been difficult to get up all of those stairs.
Yes, I hired some help. Of course. Please, don't touch. I can't stand fingerprints.
How long have you been playing?
Longer than I was in the military. Perhaps I will let you see which of my skills is strongest. Yeah?
What? I mean,
I mean, I will play you something. Perhaps my meaning was not plain. Ah, I'm too old to be picking fights. But anyway, I am sure you were not here to listen to me play the Zabvervlote. What did you want to know?
I am sure you're aware of the road bridge connecting Venice to the mainland, and the fact that it was soon that and the fact that it will soon be completed.
I'm aware of the building work, but I have no idea when it will be finished. I don't read the papers. I prefer military history. Is the railway not enough?
Some would say so. I was told before I set out that some within the city even see the rail as being too much. They wish for a return to the past. Venus for the Venetians, that sort of thing. He nodded, but I couldn't be sure if it was a sign of agreement or simply an acknowledgement of the fact. If I might ask, how do you see the city? Why did you decide to move here? Was its history a factor?
History is always a factor. The past is, what is the word? Paramount.
I agree. Details are everything. Without the past, how can we know where we truly are?
Precisely.
What was it about Venus that drew you to it?
Well, it is beautiful. Any fools can see that. Beautiful and alive.
I see.
I don't think you do. Come, join me on the balcony. Tell me what the city looks like to you, and we will see if you understand.
Very well. The vista that greeted him was the first real view he had seen of the city, except for photographs. Houses and shops seemed to run together, red tiled roofs and cramped alleyways bisecting each other at seemingly random junctures, and the minuscule shapes of the city's inhabitants scurried throughout the structure like termites. It was a tangled labyrinth of pale brick buildings and green tinted waters. I see houses, streets, shops, and people. It looks disorderly. Wonderful, but disorderly nonetheless.
It is so much more. It is a forest, Maynard. Do you think of forest as disorderly?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, a forest. The same as the one that covers Württemberg. It is not a disorder, you see, but a plan of nature. You cannot judge each city, such as this, by normal standards. It is unique, built on shifting mud and water. The houses grew. The pathways crawl with shadows and life. There is a creature in every hollow, and reasons within every wall.
Houses are built, they don't grow.
The difference is semantics only. Trees grow towards light. Their bodies, no, mass, increases with a clear direction. Correct?
True, but there is no human decision there.
Humanity is not relevant. The separation you see between a forest and Venus is the difference between the conscious and the unconscious. But in truth, there is no such difference here.
You can be saying that it was built you can't be saying that it was built accidentally. Surely. It was built for
It was built for a purpose, but an unconscious purpose. It was grown to move towards its own light. It was given direction, a clear vertiment. I cannot explain as I wish. If only you understood. Just shit. Deal shit.
I don't know what it said. Nevertheless, it is interesting.
But maybe not useful right now. I know you have a job to do. And guidelines, I of all people can respect that. I give you more useful words.
The old man gave me opinion in history and stories of his time within Venice. All of it was pertinent and certainly good print, but nothing that he said rang as true as the first exchange. That had been his truth. The fact of that unsettled me considerably. After an hour, I decided that I had everything I needed, which was a very solid starting point for my piece. Before I left, Weber fixed me with a stare.
I should warn you. Many Venetians will not be as forthcoming with their pins as I. As outsiders, we can never hope to fully understand this dark and beautiful place. Be careful.
The conversation with Weber and the curious experience at the Piazza San Marco had overwhelmed me somewhat. I decided to get some fresh air, or get some air. The sound of the water lapping at the stone work made my head swim. What had begun as an interesting opportunity was quickly unraveled. My vision of the masked man at the piazza pointed to my condition worsening, but what if it wasn't? One thing was certain. There was far more than met the eye within the city. There were ripples beneath the surface of Venice. Is that it? Yep, that's the end, guys. That was a good game. I actually liked it. Good demo. But anyways, if y'all like this, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you